1, 2, 3, 4. Let's stay together.
I'm so in love with you, boy. Whatever you want to do, yeah, is alright with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new, and I want to spend my life with you. Let me see, since we've been together, loving you forever is what I need. Let me be the one you come running to, and I'll never be untrue. Hey baby, let's stay together, loving you whether times are good, bad, happy, sad. Ooh, yeah. Oh, whether times are good, bad, happy and sad. Why do people break up? Oh, then turn around and make up. I just can't see you never do that to me, boy. Would you, baby, stay around you is all I see. Here's what I wanna do. We ought to stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Whether times are good or bad, happy or sad, good or bad, happy or sad, good or bad, happy or sad.
The Kind of About Music podcast.
Simone, how you doing?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the Kind of About Music podcast. This is Simone Kaye, everybody.
Thank you.
Session vocalist,
Hi,
singer,
everyone.
all-round
Oh,
nice
it's just you
person.
three. Hi.
Yeah, right. Just before I start, the red lights are flashing, aren't they? I always panic about this. Okay, so we've got Tim and Ollie stepping in as well to help with the backing. We're all a little bit rusty because we've had a couple of days off and just getting over various projects and tours, and Tim's finished uni and stuff. But that sounded awesome. So very well done with that, Simone.
Thank you.
Have you been singing long?
Is that a serious question? Okay.
No, it's not a serious question.
I've been singing along. Yeah, I have actually. When people ask me, it amazes me when I think back and I'm like, yeah, like 20 years.
20 years.
That's Tim's age.
Shh, that was going to be secret. We were going to put up a Wikipedia page and links to that on. No,
yeah,
okay.
20 years, so.
But so we know you from you're one of the girls that's a lot of times doing BVs at Ronnie Scott's and a lot of the jams that we go to. But you've also done a lot of stuff to do with like kind of choir stuff and BV stuff for big pop acts and session acts. Do you do much of your own stuff as well?
Yeah, it's actually a year today that we released our EP.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then we did nothing for a year. So
I was going to say, I haven't heard you talk about it. I heard you talk about it.
It's interesting because we did the EP launch, and I'm sure you're all aware of how much effort it takes to putting an EP together and getting it finished and then getting a gig together to launch it. So it was such hard work, and then we worked really hard on it, and then we launched it and it went really well, and then we've done nothing since. But we had a little meeting this week, so we're going to start some stuff up and just start writing some new material.
Fantastic.
So
and what is it? Is it Simone Kaye, or is it
it's called
under
Miss
band name?
Kaye and the KOs.
Miss Kaye and the KOs.
So it's three of us basically. It's a project.
Right.
So obviously I'm lead vocals. Brendan Dowse is on keys, and John Blackburn is on drums. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of those two guys, because they're not really kind of on that session circuit.
Right.
So we put that project together, and it's many, many years in the making, but we only got the EP launched last year, which is great.
Okay, where did you launch it?
We launched it at the Bedford in Balham, which is one of my favourite live venues. Like, yeah, we thought about it, and we spent quite a long time looking for venues, which is why it actually took a long time to launch. We just couldn't find the right venue because it's obviously the band, me, and then we got 3 BVs as well when we wanted to do it.
Who's
so it's
doing
got to
BVs
be. We had like a pool of BVs, but for the actual launch date, trying to think who did it that day. One of my best friends. Actually, 3 really good friends of mine. A girl called Jessica Hodge. Chelsea did BVs,
Chelsea,
and Sarah Benton did the other part. So three girls. But there've been lots of people in and out done BVs. I've had who else has done it? I'm gonna have to go on. I'm gonna have to not try and miss anybody off the list when I talk about who's done it. But yeah, lots of lovely people. Izzy Chase has done it. I'm sure she's done it. Sarah's done it loads of times with us. Oh, now you put me on the spot trying to think who else has done it. But primarily the actual thing is the 3 of us. We're the writers, and Miss Kaye and the KOs is me and 2 guys, and then we just bring in session musicians to play bass and guitar, and then BVs. So that's been lots of different people.
What sort of stuff is
it? It's go and check it out on Spotify or
so
iTunes.
Simone Kaye and the KOs.
No, it's Miss Kaye and the KOs.
Miss Kaye and the KOs.
Yeah, it's sort of like, without pigeonholing it, it's kind of like soul, funk, R&B. We kind of thought it's kind of Brand New Heavy's influenced a little bit acid jazz.
Right. Okay.
Mainly because I love that type of stuff, that Incognito, Brand New Heavy's type fusion.
Yeah.
And Brendan, who's sort of like, he mixed everything, and he's obviously the keys player, so a lot of it is lending itself to where he plays.
Yeah.
So it goes in that direction a lot. But we work really well together, the 3 of us, and when I got together with them, it was like, this is how I wanted it to sound for years. So it was such a good partnership.
And is it songs that you've been working on your own for years?
Yeah. So I had the songs that I'd written, just kind of like lyrics and melody, but was just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
So at least I'd say 4 or 5 of those, and then the rest of the time we worked together, and then sometimes the boys would send me a track that they'd worked on. So it was really a mixture.
Yeah. So do you play keys at all, or guitar? Is that you just write the melody?
Yeah, I play keys
I can't
badly.
imagine how you would do that. Like I wouldn't be able to walk around and just remember a melody that. Do you imagine what the harmony would be like underneath it, or
no?
Do you record voice things on your phone?
Yeah,
or?
I have to record it on my phone. Just a melody. Sometimes it's just in Swahili. It's just like
I do that all the time. Yeah.
You know, and it's just like a nothing, and then the words just come. Or I've got words on a piece of paper that I was like, right, I need to get these words down, and then I look at the words and I'm like, and it just happens. It's weird.
Yeah. I can't imagine doing that. Like, when I try and write original stuff, I do need the harmony behind it to kind of remember, because a lot of times when singers are singing like melodies, a lot of it is just a lot of it's quite bluesy and non-melodic. It's like a lick almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like even on some of the more famous pop songs that are out at the moment, like there are little bits of melodies in certain places. But then I suppose that's the bit that you're probably recording rather than the verse, which is more bluesy lick sort of stuff.
It's amazing when you've written something that doesn't have music behind it, and then you take it to someone and they play these amazing chords, and you're just like, that's how it's supposed to sound. It just brings it to life. It's an amazing process writing.
Oh yeah,
I find
for sure.
it fantastic. But
I'm starting to get into the thing where now it's more about, like I always try to do stuff on my own in a cave, like detached from everybody else. But we were talking about this before, and we're like, because we've got the setup here that we can actually record pretty much full band now and decent quality demos, we need to get into writing some stuff. But I've always done it on my own in a cave. Like I'm going to think about everything because I don't want other people muddying the water and confusing me and stuff. And it's actually when you actually do just bring an idea and allow for it to change and allow the people in, that's when actually, as you say, the kind of magic stuff kind of does happen.
Yeah, I mean,
with
you can get writer's block, can't you? When you're on your own, you can just be like, I feel like I've written this melody over and over again. I'm bored of hearing the same thing. So to collaborate brings different elements, and I've collaborated with quite a few different people, but this just worked. This particular format worked, and
it's people, as you say, that's always the most important thing, getting the right people for who, because some people are going to be almost too proactive with it and want to kind of take over. Other people are going to be too negative with stuff. And I just find it's weird when you show somebody a piece of music and you just want to know, does this sound all right? Because I have a thing where like I'm worried that in my head it sounds like a great song or a great idea, and then if I show it to someone else, I need someone else to just say, look, you're not crazy, this is an all right idea. But then you do that to some people, and they take that as a green light to start saying, yeah, what I think you should do here, mate, and what I think you should do is like, whoa, I wasn't... And I think when I work with these guys, they're not going to be like, I wouldn't take it from them anyway. So I'm just going to move this camera a bit because I'm like talking to you through the camera.
Yeah.
So, I think...
Is that something did you start writing things by yourself?
Yeah.
Was it quite a daunting task the first time you thought about doing it with someone else?
It's weird actually, because I didn't start writing, and I say writing properly, until about 2002. I remember writing my first sort of song, and then I didn't even release it. This was the whole point. I just did a demo. It was so long ago.
Oh, sorry to be a douchebag. Can you talk into my...
I'm so sorry.
I had to put the most insane compressor on it when, like Chris was doing it last time.
I'm just like totally relaxed.
But you can swing the arm around so it can follow you if you do want to relax.
Oh yeah, let me just do that. Hello.
If you unscrew that bit and loosen it a little bit.
It's all good, look. Perfect.
Let's start again.
I can still be chilled.
Hey!
It's just as I started to get more relaxed, just like, I'm going to be sleeping in a minute.
It's like, get in the mic.
What was I saying? Yeah, so I first wrote my first song in 2002, just literally had an idea, and then I think I was away at the time. I was away, I was on ships at the time, and I was like, I'm just going to write this song. And then I got home and I wrote about sort of 5 or 6 songs, just me and a producer. It was all my own work, and I went out and started gigging it. When I think back of what I was doing, I don't know how I managed it. I was working full time, I was gigging, I was writing, I was putting showcases on, and it's just me putting bands together. And I was like, I look back at some of the stuff and I'm like, how did I do that? How did I find the time? How was I so motivated and proactive to do it? But I did it. And then I didn't write anything for ages. I don't really remember what happened. I suppose life just got in the way. And I was still writing on and off, but I had all these songs and didn't have anyone to do anything with. And then when I met the boys, that's when that project came to life. And the beauty of it is that when we released it, we actually released it. So it's actually been released. Now, I've never released anything before. Exactly.
And it's like it's something that can't be taken away. It's like, it's there. It's a done project. Yeah. That's over. And sometimes you can look back on stuff like that and you think, I could have done this different, done that different. But yeah, I think it's really important to do that. Musicians are so bad, and I'm definitely one of the worst people for this, of having stacks of songs, stacks of music, never showing it to anybody, never getting anything released.
But what's the point of it? Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I had a publishing deal years ago. I was writing dance stuff, just like pop dance stuff. I don't even know what we were doing with it. And I got published, and one of the girls took 2 of the songs for her album, and nothing ever happened with it. And I remember my lawyer saying to me at the time, this isn't really a great deal for you. And I was like, well, I understand what you're saying, but it's either take the deal or the songs sit there and do nothing. Because I was never going to release them. They weren't really my bag. It was just, we were just writing kind of dancey pop stuff. Yeah. So I gave them to her. And
so is the music lawyer somebody you're still in contact with? And
I, in my previous life, my former life, I was a legal secretary. So I worked in quite a lot of music lawyers, music solicitors. And so the guy that was my lawyer was actually my boss for a long time.
Right.
And he's, top partner in a top London music firm. And he did it all for me for free.
Oh, amazing.
So I was really lucky. I say free. He said, pay me whatever it is now, and then you can pay me the rest when you've got money from your deal. And I didn't make any money, so I was like, sorry. So I was super lucky, and
you almost kind of not want to make it now, because it's like student loans.
Yeah, exactly. That will never happen, because that deal is done and dusted now, and I don't even think the company that I was signed to even exist anymore. It was such a rubbish deal. It's
something that when like as I said, I do want to get some of the original stuff finished. And I know Alex as well, Alex Lanyon, both of them. But my mate, Alex Lanyon. He was
out last night, right?
He was indeed.
He sang Ignition.
He did.
Yes, he did that. He did that on Tuesday. He gave me that as a present for my birthday. His T-shirt.
Do you know, I didn't even clock on that's what it said.
It just looks like a normal sort of trendy
it's like, Jim, why are you wearing such a big
it?
T-shirt?
Do you know what I thought it was? I thought it was that thing that you look at in the opticians and you have to Sorry, Alex.
Nice T-shirt.
It's a great T-shirt.
Yeah. We said it was Alex's before, but it's massive. It must have been a bed sheet for him.
No, it isn't Alex's. He got loads of them printed.
Merchandise,
it's merchandise, isn't it?
Right.
And this was an XL one, so can you turn that light a little bit more so it faces Ollie? Sorry, I need more lights.
More lights on Ollie, yeah, it's better.
It's dark enough as it is.
Yeah.
When that deal ended,
Just gulped right down the mic. Sorry.
Oh, singers are so bad at that. Nat did the same thing. Do you remember?
I'm drinking tea. What can I say?
There you go. Oh no, she didn't gulp. She burped.
Oh, I won't be doing that. How uncouth.
Exactly. What a terrible. She's terrible. Isn't she? Do you know what though? Me and the missus were out on Tuesday night, and we saw Sam Naffy's Leaving Do. And
I was there.
Yeah, I saw you there. Did you get up and sing at all?
I was super late, and so I was just like, no, I'm good.
No. But going back to Nat, she got up and sang, and everybody else there was a good singer, great singer. She's just like, and you're exactly the same. Like, it's the same that everybody else, when they were singing, their tone would kind of, volume would dip up and down and hurt your ears, but she just always sounds like she's got compression and EQ on her voice all the way through it. And even the missus said she's amazing. She's pretty good, isn't she? It's like,
I'm sure. I missed a lot of it. I'm sorry, I missed it all, because everyone was like, that sounds really good, and that was really good, and I was like, oh.
It was strange because there was no drums, but there was a guy who was an awesome guitar player and an acoustic, and he just had a loop pedal that he'd put the kind of kick and snare in, and it was awesome. And then when he wasn't actually playing, everything missed that as well.
For sure.
Yeah, I play with the guitarist on some of my gigs who does that. He loops everything, and he's quite percussive. He puts the guitar down on his lap and starts.
Really?
People are like, what's he doing? But when you're doing a duo, adds so much more.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I need to actually, because I use loop pedals just kind of as some backing for solo and stuff, but I tend to play more percussively, so I get a little bit of in the strum. But not, looking at what he did the other day, I think his name was Dan. I was like, maybe this is something that I need to kind of develop a bit.
It's definitely something you can try, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great for your solo stuff.
Yeah.
It's a real...
Just means you've got a bigger sound, doesn't it? And you don't need to bring along people like Ollie.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Get rid of the cajon.
Sorry, just did yourself out of a job there.
No, you're right. We're poncing in on them anyway, so it's only fair.
I was going to say, you kind of snuck into these guitars. But I thought it was a drum when he was playing originally. Like when I was watching it, it took me a while to. It's a loop bass record.
It sounded great.
Yeah,
it gives you that groove, doesn't it?
Also, when Nick Gilmore got up and played keys, I was like, all the way through, I was like, the keys are a bit too loud. The bit just. He's so good at the volume control, just exactly right level. So when he's soloing, it's there. But when he's actually playing just the rhythm, he was never in the way. It was just the lush, exactly the right, kind of just over the bass, under the vocal.
Yeah, and he's great.
That's kind of just skill and experience in it from
a
master of his craft.
Having a good ear as well.
Yeah. He's like, there's a few of them keys players that are just ridiculous in town, like him, Lucas. There's a guy called Dan. I forgot what his name is now, his second name. Sorry?
Ade? I don't know if that's the way you say his last
Aid,
name.
I think it's Aid.
Is it Aid?
Daniel Ade, yeah. Quants. There's Tom Marlowe, is that the right?
Yeah.
Urba.
Yeah.
Urba.
And you just watch them and they just, You just watch them and I think they're seeing Lanyon as well.
Yeah.
I think they're just seeing The Matrix. I like.
It is amazing, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
to watch a keys player, especially take a solo. It's just like how blows my mind.
Yeah.
And there's only a handful, I'd say, maybe half a dozen of really great keys players,
Yeah.
like that I know.
Yeah.
But
Is that
they're like
Oscar
my
guy
first
as well?
calls.
Never
Oh,
met that
yeah,
guy, but
he's-
he's insane.
Who?
Oscar, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Really big guy, bald head.
yeah.
He's
Oscar Steeler.
I've seen him play quite a few times and just been like, where's
Yeah.
that coming from? That's ridiculous.
Another planet, absolute.
He's the
genius.
biggest child in the world, that man.
Is he?
Yeah, he's incredible. He's brilliant. Do a gig with him and you set up your drums, he will not get off them. Straight on them after a sound check. Just when people are walking in
Having a go.
ready for stuff to go, he's there like, "Brr, yeah. It's great, man. Vape everywhere.
Yeah, man. So what's the plan with the new stuff then? You're writing at the moment.
We don't have a plan. I think that's the beauty of it. Last year it was all very much under pressure. Like, we've got to get the EP done, and it's taking so long, and it just dragged on, and we were just, and then we all got busy in the summer, and it was just like, we're still not done it. And whereas now we've had a year off, we're like, let's just make some stuff. Let's just write the second EP, and we're going to do some videos. We're doing it all very much as cheaply and as organically as possible. We're not going to go to any flash
DIY.
studios. We're just going to do it where we recorded it and just see what comes out.
I think nowadays that there's much more scope for that because the technological, I mean, just what we can do here with the podcast, like people who don't see it on when it's on the camera, but there's basically, we're in our living room and there's a few stands and a few wires and a Mac and a mixing
That's
desk,
all
and
you
that's
need,
it.
isn't it?
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
And like we could record a live performance of it here, like almost a session here, because we've got 5 GoPros, I think, coming out.
Yeah.
So,
Wow,
but
really?
only using 3 today, yeah. But every time we add another one, it just adds a bit onto the, like, it's just the file sizes get bigger.
It's just more work for you, Jim, isn't
Exactly,
it? Just
it's
more
it.
work.
I need somebody that I can just pay to go and sort that out.
There are people
Eventually
you can
it'll
pay
just
to
be
do
an
that.
audio podcast. They won't do any videos at all. It'll
Yeah,
just be-
but I mean, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Nowadays, it's very much about the visuals.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see video. Everyone wants to see video. It's not enough to just have audio stuff.
Everyone wants to see your face.
Yeah. Well, of course, yeah.
As long as it's the right side.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Has
it.
to be
yeah.
the left side. Anyone that knows me knows that if we have photos taken, I'm like, have to be this side, and they're like, what? Yep, have to. It's a running joke.
I don't know if about a side particularly for me, but I hate seeing like pictures and stuff and film of your own face because you're just so used to, if you're thinking of your own face, most of the time you've seen it, it's in a mirror. So it's the other way around.
Yeah.
So you're used to the shape of your face and your hair, but one way around. And then when you see a photo, you look like a completely different person.
Yeah.
You're like, who is that
Here's
ugly, hideous man? Same as your voice.
Yeah.
When you hear your voice back, it sounds
How
so
do you
much
think
cooler
singers
in your
feel
head.
when you're constantly having to listen to your voice back in recordings and you're just like,
It sounds so much nicer in here. Deeper and richer and...
Yeah, well, they said, going back to the visual thing, I was listening to a podcast the other day with a guy talking about, he interviews people who've had out-of-body experiences when they, like, near-death experiences.
Ooh,
And he says a
interesting.
lot of them say that when they float above their body, at first they don't recognise themselves, which is, you think, actually, that makes sense because, not that out-of-body experiences make sense, whatever, but not, like, you never actually see what you actually look like as a person.
Yeah.
it
And,
would just
and similarly,
confidence.
you're the only person that sees yourself that way round, like regularly, unless someone takes a photo and flips it around and goes, ugh.
I think going a bit deep there, Ollie, minute.
I didn't mention out-of-body experiences.
You're the only person who sees yourself on this. I'm sorry, mate.
It's true.
Tim's just like trying to keep last night's meal down.
Tim's just like, when are we done? I need to go to bed.
Pizza.
He asked for his pizza. What's going on?
So yeah, no, but when you first listened to yourself on, like when we first did the first few podcasts, my talking voice was just something that I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do this because it grates on me. And as you
Because
say,
you're
it sounds-
northern.
No, that was one of the greatest things about it, Simone. Where are you from?
I'm from Essex.
Oh,
Essex
fucking
massive.
hell. Oh yeah,
Me
you two
and
went to the
Ollie.
same
Woo.
school. You figured out, didn't you?
Realised
Mental.
it 20 minutes ago.
I am from
Is it
Essex,
still open?
but I'm not there anymore. Is it still open? Yeah. It's probably closed down, probably got burnt, probably someone set fire to the place. I don't know. Do you know what? I'm from Essex, but I don't live there anymore. I got out and I go back now and again for gigs. I've got family that still live there, and it's just a nice little nostalgic trip down memory lane.
It's a strange place. There's a lot of countryside there. It's
I like London.
yeah, it's like kind of countryside. Like when I go back to Yorkshire, I always forget how much countryside there is, and there is nothing in London. Like I've driven to a few venues in Essex. I've been like, oh, that's absolutely beautiful around here. But then you'll see some like really strange looking people walking past you. Like,
Well, I was saying this before, like, because we're Essex, but we haven't been proper Essex since like the 60s, when they brought in all the London boroughs.
right.
Like that area that we grew up in is a London borough, so it's called Greater London, which it's just crap, isn't it? It's not.
The only way is Greater London.
You're like London, but you're not even real London. But then you meet people from Essex, and you're like, you're not in Essex, you're in London. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's definitely Essex.
Yeah,
Essex is Essex.
it
I think
is.
it draws the line at sort of like going towards Ilford, Chinkford. That's like London, Essex borders that direction, and then the other direction is kind of like when you get to Colchester, Chelmsford. That's rural Essex.
And that's miles away as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and
Colchester?
Essex is a huge county. Yeah.
Because somebody sent me a gig the other day and said, oh, it's in Essex. I was like, oh, it's not too far away. Colchester.
Yeah, Colchester's the furthest.
Yeah.
The furthest you can go, and then it's Suffolk, isn't it? So Colchester is far out.
Up that way.
Far
And then
out. Even when I lived in
Southend, right
Essex,
on the
it was
coast.
far out.
Yeah, Southend. You think, oh, I'm just going to go to Southend, it's in the same
Southend.
county. It's an hour's drive
It
from where
is.
we are, and we're in it.
It is. My mum lives in Southend. She's moved to Southend, and it's like it's a mission to get there.
You know what the biggest county is there, don't you?
Biggest county. Go on.
Yorkshire.
Isn't it Cornwall?
It's Yorkshire.
Really?
Cornwall.
I don't know if that's anything to be proud of. It's the
Yeah,
biggest.
true.
I
Great.
mean,
Right.
Shut up.
We probably have the most crime. Actually, Dagenham is the
All right,
worst
let's not-
town in the
yeah,
country.
Dagenham's not
It
great.
literally top of the list.
Rotherham, when I was at school, it was the top of the European League table for teenage pregnancy.
yeah, I can imagine.
Ours
Were
is
you
top of the
responsible?
country of worst place to live based on like community friendliness, crime.
We had the most mobility scooters per capita.
Where do you get this
No,
information
my
from?
place is worse than yours.
Rotherham,
No,
I'm very
my
proud
place-
of it.
Yeah, mine's shitter than yours. No, mine's shitter than yours. Yeah,
Rotherham's
yeah.
a beautiful place.
I remember driving back. I started teaching there a few years ago. I went back to a school. Don't know if you know Redden Court.
Yeah.
I didn't go there as a kid, but I started teaching there, and driving through like Romford and stuff. And I was like, I remember thinking it was just the bee's
Romford.
knees, Romford, Essex.
Yeah, mate.
Romford.
Romford. And I remember driving through thinking, it's a shithole. It is literally a shithole. And I was like, I don't know why I was so... Like, it just wasn't a nice... Some areas are lovely, obviously. I mean, Emerson Park, where we went to school, is beautiful. It's always like... It's like the Chigwell sort of area. It's like really rich, massive houses. Not that I lived in a rich or massive house.
I lived in Emerson Park.
Did you
but
actually
just
lived in
not
Emerson
in
Park?
a massive house. So there's like one road kind of going down a part where our school is down this sort of side where there's countryside and bits like that, and then the other side there's like mansions. The whole area is full of it's sort of an estate that's full of houses that deserve acres of land each, but they're all next to each other.
Yeah.
But it's like a square like that. So that's Emerson Park. So it's like, oh, I live in Emerson
It's
Park.
lovely.
And they all assume, wow, you're really rich. It's like, no, I live that side.
the wrong side of the road.
The wrong
Really
side of
small,
town.
Right by the school. The school is still there.
Yeah,
it's now
I'm sure
it's
it
a
is.
sports academy.
Is it? Really?
Talk about getting into trouble for saying dodgy stuff about your own county. My mate Ryan, who you met, Ryan Jenkinson
Yeah.
from Reverend and the Makers, he got on Soccer AM once and with Reverend and the Makers, and they asked him about Rotherham because he got a manager who'd been doing well, and he said something like, "Oh, he's a bit scummy, like us." Well, obviously all the Rotherham fans had watched it, so every next time he'd gone to Millmore, and he's quite a he's quite an individual-looking guy. He's kind of like getting his collar up and just like, turns out nobody gave a fuck. But
I think
Yeah.
now that I'm
I think
out of
anyone
it and now
cares.
I'm here, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a shithole.
Some
It's-
parts of
but
it
it's my
are.
shithole.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Some parts of it are lovely, and some, like anywhere, like any town. You know, you get great and awful places in London as well. But
so when did you move to London then?
well, I don't live in London. I live in Hertfordshire.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So
Again, like
did
I've
you
never.
spend any time moving in London, or
I
have it just been
didn't.
something you've dipped in and out?
Do you know what? It's weird because when people go, "Oh, I've moved to London," people that have moved to London have moved from because they have moved from way out of London. Whereas I lived in Essex, it was 25 minutes, half an hour into Liverpool Street. It was never an issue.
Yeah.
And now I live in Hertfordshire. Again, it's 25 minutes for me to get to St Pancras Station. It's never been like I've got to move to London because I'm so far out of London. It's always been quite accessible to me. So I've never felt the need to go and live in London. So I literally moved from Essex to Hertfordshire. I don't think I'll ever move to London now.
No, I don't think there's not much point if you're in easy access and you've got a life set up that works outside of it.
What's his face? What's that face for?
That's what I did. I moved from zone 6 to zone 3.
Yeah, but like,
Why?
But that's within London.
Yeah, but I was where you are for the same purpose. I'm, like a 45-minute drive from Soho or something.
Yeah.
different for you is that what's been useful for you is like us like living together and kind of mangling through the industry together and stuff.
And you're giving me gigs.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, man.
And
I
living
think
together
it's definitely worthwhile.
creating a vibe and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it's probably I've passed that time now where I need to be living in a house share with people and being in London and doing that kind of London thing.
Well, people know you, so it's not like you need to do it for the networking. You know.
I think you don't have to live in London to network and to get work. I haven't done it, but I would like to have done. I think given that time again, maybe I would have come and done a year or two in London and shared a house with some friends or whatever, but just didn't work that way. But I'm saying you don't have to do it.
No, of course, yeah. For me, I had to because I'm literally 2.5 hours.
That's what I mean. For you, it was a big move.
And I think you had to as well because you don't want to be living at home with your parents for.
No, I stand by doing it. I would have moved back by now if I thought it was the wrong move.
Listen, it's never too late. You might well end up going back home living with your parents at some point.
I know. They're perfect. They know about that, and they know that could happen in a whim, just of how circumstances happen.
Yeah, of course.
It's never anyone's immediate plan, but it can happen for. People do it all the time at any age. Just I'm going to go back for a bit to save up and stuff like that.
A lot of people do that. I mean, I've already done that.
Yeah.
I've bought the house, and so I'm like, well, I'm kind of set now.
Yeah.
So
Tim's parents are 5 minutes away from here.
Really?
So he doesn't need to go anywhere.
Yeah, but it sucks living at home.
Sickening.
Do you still live at home?
Yeah.
But you're only 20.
Yeah, I'm moving out in September though.
Yeah, you say it sucks, mate, but you're not paying
you wait.
like 700-800 quid a month.
Everyone says,
That's
just
great.
save the money, save the money. But
You don't. You just buy bass guitars. You buy the same bass guitar every time.
I can't imagine it's that awful living at home,
No, it is,
having your food
right.
done, your laundry
Right.
done. You have to think about bills. It's like you've got a non-responsible life right now.
Yeah, but I feel like I kind of want a bit of like responsible life.
Do they let you come and go as you
Wow.
please?
Yeah.
You want a bit of responsible life, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You get
regret
caught
saying
up
that.
in fucking council tax and shit like that, and then you come back
It's
and say
hard
you
being
were,
an
mate.
adult.
I'll go and live with your parents. Is that all right? How's that?
We'll all go and live with
Yeah.
his parents.
Yeah.
Still gives him a sponge bath. I know because she told me she was giving me one.
Behave, Jim.
What really upsets Tim is if you talk about his sisters, so we can't talk about his sisters.
Okay, let's not go there.
I
haven't met
slept
them
in
yet,
his sister's
so-
bed.
You did actually.
Whoa.
Save that for a
was after you
different
locked
kind of
yourself-
podcast.
No, I went and locked myself out of the house.
For the third
Yeah.
time in 3 days.
Yeah.
So the thing about Ollie moving here is that it's been difficult for you because you've had a lot of stresses and money and stuff and trying to get gigs and all that, and it all came to a culmination when you were like still doing some work at Waitrose. You were thinking, what gigs am I going to have? You broke your finger, you lost your phone.
Oh.
And he also managed to lock himself out of the house 3 days in a row. One of those days was the day that I'd given him my keys, so I was also locked out of the house and missed a load of chances, a lot of work. I was so fucking fuming with it as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys are still friends.
But then it turned around and you got the Albert Lee tour and then Happy Days. It's all and some other like hotel work and all that sort of thing.
But I will still probably lock myself out of the house at some point.
And if it's with my keys, I will murder you.
I won't pick you up this time.
No, thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, lesson learned, right? Or not? Who knows?
Yeah.
Time will
No,
tell.
it is. That was a one-off 3 times in a row. I haven't done that since I was like 14. Since I first got a door key, it's just one of the normal. But my head was just.
Yeah.
So I just
And
ran
but
out of
that
house
is what
supplies,
happens
so-
when you live in London. You get everything comes down at you once. We're just talking about like I just got a penalty charge notice, and about 5 other things went wrong in the last 2 days for me. That I was just like,
It does happen like
it's
that.
all at once, and
Yeah.
you kind of get to a point where it's like, fuck.
And you're doing normal things like,
just
I've just put my trousers on the wrong way round. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, yeah.
I think it's because
that's
we've always
stupid.
got so much going on in our heads. Like you're thinking about a million things. So just a simple thing like remembering
Juggling.
your keys or something like that.
You've said
becomes
this
this
before
huge
about
thing.
musicians, about the type of brain that musicians have.
It's almost an impossible thing that you're trying to do.
Yeah. It's,
Saying like if it's any other industry, the level of competence and intelligence and the musicians always get this thing about being lazy and not getting up and stuff. Normally it's because you get in at 4 a.m.
Right.
Right. But the Tim has chundered every night this week. Not a great case.
I just finished uni.
Networking,
I'm allowed to
networking.
party.
But I was
That's
saying,
another
like-
word for drinking.
The level of competence and intelligence and drive you have to have. If it's any other industry, you'd be, and every other profession, you'd be on 100 grand, 100 odd grand straight away.
Absolutely.
Because when you see these parties and stuff, the corporate parties that you do sometimes, or just people that you meet on the street, and they just go to do the 9 to 5 job, and they're carrying on and with their career, and they got this promotion, that promotion. No, I got 10k bonus this year because such and such company did well and all that. It's like, and they can hardly tie their shoelaces.
Yeah.
Like I do some training courses with some of them, and they're lovely people, but like the intelligence of working and doing things on the fly, like they're just so slow with it. It's what musicians, it's one of the big skills that we have, is that being able to balance and juggle a load of things and dive into stuff and deal with everything on the fly.
yeah,
And
they've-
nothing's taught either. You don't go to college and get taught any of that stuff. Like that just
hell
has
no,
to
yeah.
come. You have to learn from it, and you have to learn it on the fly almost.
Yeah.
So you're either good at it or you're not.
Yeah.
But you've got it's the brain of the difference between all of those guys. They've got the like intelligence level to be able to competently do the job, but then the limitation of their brain and their willpower and their creativity and their imagination, that they will do that for like 40 years, 50 years,
Yeah, I'd kill
and
myself.
not go nuts. Whereas musicians are trying to do this, even though the job itself is stupidly hard, but it's because their brain knows that if it got put into a position of like an office job or something like that, it would crush them. It would tear them apart. I did some temp work for my dad for like a week in an office.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
Put this
I
in a
worked in
filing
offices
cabinet.
like for years. I trained to do that because I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would literally I'd go away for 6 months, say, I'd do a contract or something, and then I'd be home for maybe 2 or 3 months in between. And that 2 or 3 months I would temp. Like I didn't stop working.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even when I did that permanently for like 2 or 3 years in an office job, didn't know what I wanted to do.
That's a long time. So it was still like, it's not that
I was
bad.
temping,
Or,
yeah. I was temping in between jobs, on and off. Like that whole time I was doing that job as a legal secretary or a legal PA for 10 years. I only really went full time in 2008, 2009, when I stopped temping completely. So I know that feeling, and like, or I'd work all week, then I'd work all weekend, and then come in on a Monday morning, everyone would be like refreshed, like, had a great weekend, and I'd just be at my desk, like, bags under my eyes, like, yeah, I worked all weekend. And I just had no break. There was
Yeah.
no chill whatsoever. And I hated being there. I hated the mentality of it. Like, props to those people that get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to work all day flat out. But when they're done and they go home, they go home.
Exactly.
They don't then sit on, mostly, I'm not saying everyone, but mostly don't then sit on their computer going, just got to finish this, darling, before I put the kids to bed. That they're done. They go home, work's done. Whereas
proper
we're
clock out.
literally like,
Yeah.
okay, I've got a day off, but I've got admin to do, or I've got this person to chase for an email, or this person to chase for an invoice, or I've got to learn those songs, or I've got to put together an arrangement, or whatever you're doing, your brain is always on, switched on constantly all the time.
There's always something that's not quite finished. My missus give me shit all the time. Like she's half joking and half
Does
serious.
she watch
like,
these podcasts? Because you're talking about her a lot. So
no,
just
she doesn't. She doesn't care. It's fine.
Make sure she
she's
watches
just like,
this one.
You're always on your phone. I'm like, hey, I'm not always on my phone. You say that when I'm on my phone, and then it seems like I'm always on my phone. But the other thing is money comes out of this. This is where all the money I've ever made comes out of my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm checking an email for a date of a trip that I'm hopefully going to America to do it, and I'm trying to figure out what the days are to work with the other days, whilst I'm also trying to figure out how I'm going to do the podcast later and checking I've got messages and emails coming in for gigs and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's like that is like if I'd love to get rid of the phone. I'd love to have like an old school flip phone that didn't have any of the internet stuff on it, but it's so important.
It's so important.
The only place that money comes out of. It's literally like an ATM, if you think about it.
It is literally, that is your life in your hands.
Yeah.
Everything. Your
That's
contact,
gross, but
emails, social media. Like, I feel like all we do now because of the internet and social media is you're just constantly on your phone or you're constantly on your laptop, and the interaction's gone almost. Because you're just having to be like, I've got to put this on Instagram, I've got to put this up on Facebook, I've got to answer that email, I've got to... It's constant, literally, until the minute you go to bed.
One day I'm going to lose it and I'm just going to put like a picture of my balls on all social media and it'll be, peace out, I'm done.
See you later.
Just fucking launch it,
Excellent.
fucking skim it.
Please do that.
Just
I
do that
believe
anyway, for the shits and giggles, please.
I'm all
Some
about
work.
guys, people who lose their get to a point where they absolutely lose their shit. I think it's the funniest thing when you see someone really just get to the end of the tether and lose it. I know a guy who, Chris is going to give me shit for saying this because he said I shouldn't say this, but there's no name, so it's fine. A singer that I worked with, he was getting shit off this soundman who was just shit, and the soundman was being a douchebag. So he started going like this, started going. The guy's like, it's like. And he got to the point where the guy had really turned it up, and he just went. Just fucking stage.
You see the
That's so good.
That is good.
He just lost his shit with it.
We've all lost our shit with sound
He or
engineers,
her.
though, haven't we? Let's face it.
But it must be great as a guitarist because it's the easiest one for sound guys. Because if a sound guy goes to you like, can you just like do something about that, or turn it up, or turn it down, something, you just go, yeah, sure. Don't do anything.
The DFA
and then they go, great, thanks, man.
But I feel
Every
like that's
time they
what
go,
sound
"That's great,
engineers
thanks,
do to us. Like,
Yeah, of course they
you
do.
go,
Yeah.
can I have a little bit more? Da, 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 and they're like, and you know they've hit the DFA button, and you're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I know you did nothing.
Yeah. Because
All
there's
the
only so
time.
many times you can go a bit more, and then they go, and then after a while they go, you go, no, because they're annoyed. They're like, no, that's too much. But the more you do it, you sound like a knob after a while. If you go more, less.
That's
Are you deaf? That's what I get all the time. Do you
Yeah.
not hear that? Are you deaf? And it's like,
Yeah,
That's why
I
that
just want what
stop
I
move's
want.
so genius.
that's really good. But
That's a good one.
Just doing
I'm gonna try that one.
that's the thing I noticed about doing a tour with loads of old people. They're just pros at it. They're just fucking every single day. Split the difference. What are you doing? No, just taking no shit.
Yeah.
And they bang on about like frequencies and stuff and EQ straight away with it. And
Oh, so they tell the sound guy what EQ that they need. So I need
well,
to
just
dip
they
at
can
2K,
tell
so-
because they were using their PA and the sound guy stuff. So they come in, plug
They know
it in,
exactly
and,
what they
and
want.
go. It's missing a bit of this, missing a bit of that, and all the sound guys are all just really young guys in these theatres are just like.
But that's great. If you can talk to them in their terminology and tell them exactly what they need to do, I think that's actually easier.
They go, all right.
Do you know what I mean?
I do my job.
For the first time I heard somebody
But they might
talking
feel like that, yeah.
frequencies to a sound guy, I think first it was when I watched Nick Harper, who was the son of Roy Harper, who was the guy who worked with Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and stuff, and he was just saying to the guy, yeah, you need -2 dB at about whatever it was, 200 hertz or whatever it was, and I was like, what is he like? Again, like, is he Neo from the Matrix? What? How do you know that? Oh, it's really easy to learn when you know what it is. Like, you just, that's around that. It's going to sweep it and stuff. But the first time I ever heard it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I would love to be on that shit and then tell them exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Because then there's no messing around, is there?
Yeah. But nowadays you can have it with the thing on your
Yeah,
phone
I
in a
love
lot of
that.
places.
True.
Love that.
We can sort that out for you, I think,
Yeah,
eventually.
but like that was it Avion things as well. They're great.
Just another
Oh,
piece of
yeah.
software that's just taking someone else's job
Someone's
away.
job.
You know?
That's it. No
Yeah.
more sound engineers.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't need it. You plug them all in,
One
and then you do
shame.
it yourself. Or at least monitor engineers. Yeah.
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 So what got you, when you didn't move to London, but why did you become part of the music scene in London? Because you're somebody your name, like an established name that everybody who I know in the scene knows, Simone Kaye. Or Miss Kaye and the
For
KOs.
various reasons.
Or hot toddy.
No,
Hot
all
toddy.
for good reasons. Hot toddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my nickname.
Oh, right,
Thanks,
okay.
Ollie.
Yeah, mate.
That's Rue Savile started
Rue's
calling me.
one,
Do you want to hear the backstory of this? Rue
on
Savile
then.
started calling me Hot Toddy because we did this gig at a foodies festival a few years ago. The Singing Waitresses, me, Tor, and Rue.
Right.
And it was my first gig with them. I think they'd been doing it for a while. And they had this like rum shack at the
So I was
back.
going to say it's a drink, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah,
yeah,
hot,
yeah.
hot.
So they were
yeah.
like, "Do you want do you want some of this rum or whatever?" And this guy was like, "Do you want a hot toddy?" And I was like, "That sounds good." And Rue literally was like, "That's you. You're a hot toddy," like because it's small and it's whatever. And I just was cracking up, and that was it. Just stuck. And now I'm literally, when they talk about me, like, "Where's Toddy?" Like literally, that's my name.
No
But it's
way.
really cute and really endearing. But I don't know how we got onto that subject. How did I? Right. Okay, so my name's synonymous with the industry. I find it hilarious when people come up to me and is like, "You're Simone, aren't you?" And I'm like, "What?" I still find that really weird.
Yeah.
Literally last night I had a couple people come up and say, "You're Simone Kaye," and I'm like, "This is so weird."
Whoa.
I
I think so. Like,
yeah, like,
I've left the
time I
name
checked.
tag on it.
I know. I just like, what the hell? But Facebook has a lot to answer for when it comes to things like that.
Suggested friends and all that sort of thing. yeah.
Definitely, and I make sure that I'm quite prevalent on social media, and I'm quite proactive on that. So probably people see my name popping up, and because I work with lots of different projects and bands, I'm not just staying with one thing. So people probably hear my name across the board in that way as well. So, what was your question?
I was going to say, how did
Who
that?
do you think you are now?
How did that start? Because most of the people
good question,
nowadays
yeah.
are, I went to ICMP.
Yeah,
Went to
I
ICMP.
did go to ICMP, but I went much later on in my career because I wanted to teach, and I felt like I needed a qualification. I didn't need it in terms of my experience and my talent, my skills. I just had no teaching experience, and I felt like I needed to go have a structured lesson, work out what it was that I needed, like technically. So I did go to ICMP, but it was for a very short time.
Yeah.
And there are people that I know from ICMP that I still know now, but it wasn't huge in, like you say, if you go to college, you're still friends with the people
Yours
that are
was
there.
more for like
and
a piece of paper, like get in
Yeah,
and get it done and get it
definitely.
signed off, sort of thing.
So
Definitely.
what was the
So
what was the approach with you back when you first went? Oh, I'm going to do some stuff in London and get some work and meet
Good
people
question.
and-
Let me cast my mind back.
Wasn't that long ago, come on.
Well, I was away a lot, so I was doing contracts abroad. That's all I was doing, like 6 months here. I was doing ships, doing this, doing that. And then I bought my house, and I was like, I kind of need to stay put now. I've decided I'm going to stay put. And I think I just decided I wanted to join function band. And it started from then, really. Like, I want to work as a singer. I want to do function singing. I wasn't really doing that because I was away doing functions, but away, so contracts,
Yeah.
resident bands, review cast, that kind of thing.
Ollie's had a good experience with that.
Yeah, and we
Resident
were just talking about it last night about
Where?
it becomes a people of going like, I'm not going to ring that person and ask them to Depot because they're
they're
the person
away.
that does the contracts and
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was away 6 months at a time, so yeah, when you're away for that long, you're out of the loop.
Yep.
In all honesty, I don't know how I became a London session singer. I just was a singer, and the people that I'm mixing with were based in London. Jams were happening in London. I suppose I just sort of put myself out there and just started going and meeting people, and because I feel like I've already done it once already. I've kind of been around the block already that one time. So the reason I know a lot of people is because I've met them before. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
of course,
not in a
yeah.
previous life, but as in now people are up and coming in their early 20s, and they're kind of doing it all for the first time. And I'd already kind of done that
Yeah.
10 years ago.
There's a limited number of templates as well. Like there'll be a 40-year-old Tim somewhere walloping around,
Throwing up,
Chugging
falling off skateboards.
Do you ever get that when you see like somebody who's like you literally use the same mold for that dude as some other guy that I know?
Yeah,
Like
quite a
I
lot.
see that on the tube a lot. Like, dude, that
People
looks like
seem to say that with, I don't know, my face. I always remind people of someone. I get people coming up to me all the time going,
Yeah.
you look just like my cousin. He's really
My
ugly.
cousin's
No,
dog.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
You got one of those faces.
Yeah, but I don't know what that means. What does that mean? One of
Generic?
those faces. Generic.
Maybe.
Johnny
I don't
Average.
know.
Is it a lot of time when they've come back off holiday?
Johnny Average. Why?
Like a barman sort of. Spanish bar.
No, I don't know. I just get it. I get it a lot. So I don't know if that's. What were we talking about with that? Where did that come? Oh, mould Tim, 40-year-old Tim, 40-year-old virgin. No,
40-year-old mouldy Tim.
mouldy.
No, Tim's a player.
He is a player.
Tim gets his.
Anyway,
Is that
that's
right?
not what we were talking about.
That for a
We were
minute.
talking about London. So
Tim's a man about town. He's on the head now. How red he is.
You're pretty red over there.
Yeah, well, it's warm in here.
So Simone,
Boys.
Get this back on track, man.
Everybody behave.
Tim, I think we could do some more beer. I'm just saying.
It's in the fridge, mate.
Oh, come on. Dealing with some shit here.
I can't believe
We're
you're
out of the-
still drinking.
we're out of the two box, so
Trying to get
there's
him out of the... we're
there's
getting him in the hair of the
Stella's
dog.
in the top shelf.
You want to say that
Doing
again?
hair of the dog for him. We're
Okay.
teaching him.
I've never done that. I don't think it works for me at all.
It does work. It totally works.
Well, you've just said two
This is the
opposite
first one I've
statements.
tried.
How
Well,
does that
that's
work?
Just what?
I've never tried it before, but I don't think it works.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I've never tried it before. I couldn't imagine doing that. It would make me feel like I want to vomit again.
When you're proper hungover, it's horrendous. But 1 pint is perfect.
Yeah, it just gets you on that little...
It's drugs.
It's called the start of alcoholism. That's
Yes,
what it's called.
yes.
It is drugs.
exactly.
It is a drug. So it's doing exactly that. Your body is craving something that you're trying to get it out of your system. So you're just giving it more of it.
It takes
so.
me days to recover.
Yeah, it's
from
like,
a hangover.
that is actually what it is. It's what do you call it? It's withdrawal.
Yeah.
And it's apparently alcohol withdrawal is the worst. What you can actually die from alcohol withdrawal. So get that pint there, Nick, Tim. I'll have the smaller one.
They're all the same.
But apparently, alcohol withdrawal is much worse than heroin withdrawal because it's actually dangerous. You can actually die. Right.
Shit. Do you know that?
So don't take heroin.
No, don't take drugs, kids.
Yeah. Is that? I was going to say, is that experience or just from?
Yeah, when I was back on the skag.
Yeah.
since I got rid of AIDS.
We're finding all sorts about you today, aren't we?
Yeah, this was just like, oh, we went to the same school.
Yeah.
This is like, he had AIDS and he's a player.
Right?
So how it started off was you've seen that person coming up. You've seen that person before. Like you've seen it. And I get what you mean. Like right now we see new people going to the jam night when we were the new people a year and a bit ago or a couple of years, and you see like the things that you did or people doing the thing that you know that they did, and the same kind of characters, the same approach to it. So I get what you mean with that. So that's kind of allowed you to get to know people quickly, sort of thing. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
definitely. I mean, I think just being a working musician, working singer, you get to know people that way. They see what you can do. They hopefully like what you do. You get booked. You get booked for other things. You get recommended, and so on and so forth. And that's how you network. If you're not going to jam nights, that's you just got to get working with different people. And because I'd already kind of spread myself out in that way. I've said that before. Spread myself thinly.
Hot toddy.
I'd already kind of done that groundwork. Like I'd already worked with all those people, so I was established.
Yeah.
But then there's always new people creating new jobs, new bands, new artists, there's always new things going on.
One of the last things I saw you on Facebook, I don't know how long ago it was now, but the Emily Sandé thing, you were doing the choir for that. Is that choir that you're in regular, or is that kind of thrown together kind of group session singers?
Yeah, she one of the singles she released, Breathing Underwater, she had a gospel choir, and on a couple of the performances that I did, I think the first one was X Factor.
Right.
And then we did the BBC Music Awards, pretty much the same people, give or take a couple. I think there was about 20 of us, maybe more, 30 of us.
Was Nat in that as well?
Yeah, Nat did it with me as well. I'm trying to think who else was on that. I think a lot of the guys from that were LCGC.
What's that?
LCGC is a choir, London Community Gospel Choir.
I thought this was some sort of new gender designation thing.
No, I think I might have that wrong, but I think a lot of them were from London Community Gospel Choir, and then they needed extra people, and they just pulled in. So they just pulled in extra people, and we just got put on that for those couple of events.
I was doing a gig with Nat at a hotel and saw on the TV Emily Sandé was on, and she was like, "I know everybody in that band."
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing because you do end up watching. If there's a TV on and you're doing a performance, you always end up watching it.
Always. every single time. But it was really cool actually. Like doing the BBC musicals was one of the really cool things I've done. It was just exciting. There was loads of really cool people
And it's
there.
all live then? Was the X Factor live as well?
Well, we were miming, obviously.
Oh, right,
as in
you were
we were
miming.
singing, but we weren't mic'd.
Oh, right, okay.
So we were miming. She sang live,
Yeah.
and there was no band.
Right.
So it was just us and Emily Sandé. But it was just nice. It was nice to be there and see it happen and see it take part. And like, we did the rehearsal like to a massive room, the equivalent of I don't know what you could say the equivalent of what was just a massive hangar. It's where were we? I trying
Like
to
a
think where we
television
were.
soundstage sort of television.
Yeah,
studio
but
stuff.
empty.
Yeah.
And then when we go on and do it, and it's full of people, and you're just like, oh shit! Like it's completely different to the rehearsal. You just like breezed it. Yeah, it's cool. And then you go out and you're standing there, and the cameras are there, and the people are there, and you
Was
just
that for the X Factor one or the BBC Music
BBC
Awards?
Music Awards.
And that one was live. Was that mic'd and live, or was that same?
No, again, same thing. We sang, but it was. I don't think we were mic'd. Pretty sure we weren't mic'd for that.
It's so strange that they do that because it's like the choir's not going to get it wrong. Like
I know, and the woman that is her backing vocalist, LaDonna, she's actually her backing vocalist, so she kind of oversaw all the choir, and we had rehearsals, we were in our parts, we made sure we phrased it correctly because obviously our mouths have to be right. So we were singing the right notes.
The
in all
choir
of our
master
parts,
thing
but-
is a crazy thing because they have to be able to hear it. Just like a conductor in an orchestra, a bunch of 20 people, 30 people, somebody's like a few cents out on a note. They've got to be able to find who that is and say, oh, look, you're a little bit flat there.
Yeah.
Dynamic as well is a big shift, isn't it? Make sure everyone's blending.
Yeah, it's really
People have
important.
louder voices.
But I think when you're in a choir, like I'm in the ACM gospel choir, and we work really hard on that. Like we have rehearsals and we work hard on the blend and making sure everything's just sounds great and it is effortless, but with lots of dynamic in the right places and just finessing that. Just making sure that everybody like exactly that. No one's slightly out or singing in the same way. Even though we're individual singers, we have to all sound
Not
like
singing like a choir. It's more a bit louder than everyone else. So it's poking through a bit more.
He really encourages us to sing as a solo artist. Yeah, Mark Talissa. Sing as you would be on mic type thing, but also making sure that we talk all the time in rehearsals about the blend and what vowels we're using and the phrasing and where the inflections are and things like that. It's really important. So if you're already singing as a choir all the time, you get used to that. You know what that person requires of you, and I'm sure with LCGC it's the same. So with us coming in as extras, maybe we wouldn't have gelled as well as if we had been doing it for years and years and years, but we are professional singers, and that's why they've got us on board. They know we can just.
Did they get you in because they knew you'd done choir stuff before, or
I don't know.
do you
To
think
be honest
that's
with
just
you,
equivalent? Because obviously, like musicians will have to play in stupidly loads of different scenarios for different like gigs and whatnot. And is that just something that you think most singers should have under their bow as well, like a good
to sing in a
experience of choir? And
I think it's a great thing to do. I'd never sung in a choir before I joined ACM, and I like everybody thought choir sounds a bit boring, just standing around. Yeah, but it's great for your ear. It's great to learn harmonies.
That's something I've always thought. Like BVs wise, I can do harmonies, and I can. But he just hears it straight away because he spends so much time listening, and you've just got that sort of ear. But I always thought a choir. The reason I go to a choir is to try and just get quicker on the harmonies and the kind of, as you say, you've got people kind of really keeping you on point with the pitch and all that sort of thing, and the blend and all that sort of thing.
I was fine at harmonies before I joined the choir, and I could hear them and I could pitch them, and I was doing arrangements and etc., but definitely helped. And I know that I've honed that skill now. Like that's in the bag.
Yeah.
Because when you're around it all the time, it's just become second nature, like anything, isn't it? Like playing an instrument or learning something new. Yeah. I definitely feel like that's improved. So I would say 100%. You can only get good stuff from joining a choir, even if it's just a community choir. They do lots of gigs and stuff like that. It's nice singing with other people. The sound is amazing. Like we went last year, we went to Romania, and we worked in and did some gigs in some of the churches out there because it's huge over there. Like it's a real Christian community, and the churches are unbelievable. We hiked up a mountain to get to one of them, up in the clouds, and it was like a cave with just plastic chairs. And it was so basic, but amazing. And we were singing proper gospel songs. Like, you know, a lot of the time we go and we'll do pop songs in a gospel style, like Ed Sheeran or Emily Sandé stuff. But this was gospel music, proper roots, and it really touches your heart. It's the sound is amazing.
In the room it's supposed to be sung in.
It was just it was one song that we did. I'm trying to think what one it was. Anyways, I'm so rubbish at remembering titles of songs, but it's massive. Like, everyone's just going for it. You've got the sopranos that are just singing notes that are just off the scale, and everyone's just going for it in this massive church. Just the sound was epic, and that to me is, it's all worthwhile, and you all together, and it's just like, yeah, we all feel it. And you know, I'm not Christian, I don't follow that religion, but it's not a prerequisite to be in that choir, to have to be, even though a lot of people are, and Mark definitely is, but he's not, in the sense of he would preach that you have to be that, or you have to follow those rules and regulations. So I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
Also, it'd be limiting you know, you've got a, it's quite specific. If you had to be a Christian, it'd be quite hard to narrow down.
I think
finding the singers
LCGC are
for
that
it
though.
as well.
I think they you have to be Christian to join that choir.
How on it are they? Like, are you a Christian? You'd be like, yeah.
I think they are.
Yeah, get yourself in. It depends if you're a good singer or not. Be like,
I don't know. You'd have to ask someone in that choir that question. Yeah. There's another choir a lot of gospel choirs are like that. There's another choir that I've done some work with, but it was a TV thing, and they are very much like, you have to be Christian to be in the choir. So,
It's and I'm like not a worship thing.
Yeah, I think so.
But then saying that, there's a lot of people that in churches that play in church bands, like worship stuff, that aren't Christians, and they just get hired into. Like, I was chatting to Ben Witherstone, guitarist. He plays in a church regularly, like every Sunday.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They hired him in for it, and it's like, I'm not a Christian, but I get a residency equivalent every Sunday morning.
He wasn't telling anybody that, and you just let the camera back.
Cut that bit out. Edit
Sorry,
that bit,
Ben. I'm not editing nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm joking.
Sorry, Ben.
It's fine.
Well, no, but it'll be fine for Ben. It'd just be if his church watches your podcast. So.
Well, you know, we are getting a few more viewers on Facebook now. So.
There you go. Yep.
4.
How many subscribers have you got? How many subscribers have you got on YouTube?
Well, YouTube's more difficult. This is the weird thing about YouTube. When I first started, it's like nobody knew about it, so really not very many at all. And now I don't even push it on YouTube. I put the video up, I push it on Facebook. But like Max on Facebook got 2,500 views. Mac Douglas.
Okay.
And I think I put like a tenner on to like promote that as well. But the idea is that when it goes on iTunes soon, which I keep saying, but it will, that should kind of create more. And also I'm doing more stuff where I'm going to be more stuff lined up where I'm reaching out to people who do blogs, people who do their own podcasts or videos and stuff, and trying to kind of do some stuff where we kind of merge audiences a little bit, so that rather than just my dad watching it, it'd be like maybe my mum would be interested too.
No, you've got the idea right for that, because I think a lot of the reason you're doing it, to build up the popularity of it and to make it a bigger thing and to get people interested, like more established people like yourself, to come in and go, I want to be a part of it as well. And that YouTube generation, it doesn't.
Well, YouTube now, it's very hard for it to get a video viewed unless it's linked from somewhere else. It's not a
thing, is it? People don't like. It's not like musicians don't subscribe to YouTube channels the same way that like gamers do, or makeup channels do, or funny things do and stuff like that. So Facebook's the right way with it, because
I think for now it is.
You got a lot more views just from. It looks like there's popularity in it because people just scrolling through Facebook and a video auto plays. Sweet.
The quality is a lot better than it was as well, which is why I've not put it on iTunes yet, because the quality of this one, for instance, I've learned a lot about EQing and compression and mastering and all sorts of stuff. And it doesn't take me that long to do now. On the first few podcasts, we had mics that were like condenser mics, and the mics were almost in the middle of the room, so you get so much room and compress it, and it sounds ridiculous. So if I put those up on iTunes without anything else to back it up, people are going to think, oh, I don't know if I can listen to this over and over. And
this is more like a radio interview type vibe, isn't it? You know, how you like close up and...
Yeah, exactly, and that's that. I realised pretty quickly that was the best way to kind of do it, because like there is a little bit probably a noise of a bus going past or anything, but it's not. I've listened to it in the car and it's not that bad.
I've listened to it in the car.
And we've all got faces for radio, so it definitely works out the other way around. I saw when we were
Speak for yourself, Ollie.
You got Simone from the left.
I didn't mean Simone. I meant us, the
You two,
regular muggins. Yeah.
I'm the best looking one.
Bill
here,
and
mate.
Ben.
But you were saying, because we did like talking about Facebook's the best place. I've noticed you put like some live videos and stuff on Facebook. Like,
Oh yeah.
I did a
Primo
couple of
and
live.
stuff like that.
Literally, I've done two. I've got had a little residency at
It sounded
Primo
great, by the
Bar.
Oh, Primo
Yeah.
Bar. Yeah, it's a nice bar. It's
Yeah.
it's a. I've played there once or twice. It's
we're just
cool.
leaving each other presents in Primo. And
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And they've now got I think 3 or 4 hotels, and I'd been trying to get in there for like maybe about a year. I'd met the manager there a year before, and he'd been interested and hadn't sort of got any dates from him. And then we do some stuff there with the waitresses as well. So, and I do it with my duo. And so I think we've got one more Primo, and then we move over to the other hotel, which is a new hotel.
Right.
It's not quite as grandiose as Primo. It hasn't got the stage or that big red light at the back. But
Is it
one time,
the same bloke. That
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember his name. He was at Ronnie's last night.
he was at Ronnie's last night.
Signature Jam
Bless him.
Huh?
He was at Cheerios on Monday as well.
Yeah, just sort of turned around. And
I
he's wearing the
think
same
he's,
suit. He must have come straight from work.
He might be looking for new acts.
Fabian?
His name's Didier.
Didier,
Close.
that's the one.
Fabio.
That's-
Didier.
I'm so-
Same difference, right?
Sorry, yeah.
Bless him.
Can't remember,
He's
but-
great.
Like
He's
totally
French.
different names to me.
Sorry.
International
I
audience.
blanked. I'm sorry.
But one time we went there, and there was literally no one in the audience, and I was like, "This blows. This is." And I was like, "Okay." So I needed to get motivation from somewhere. Like, so I just was like, "I'm just gonna do Facebook Live." But actually, first of all, I did Instagram Live. And then realised as soon as I'd finished it that I couldn't watch it back. I couldn't see what people had commented. I had no idea.
It's like Snapchat.
Obviously, yeah, I was obviously busy performing, so I wasn't like going to be like, hang on 1 second, just going to read this, look. So, and then I realised that I couldn't watch it, so I went onto Facebook and felt like I had an audience in terms of
Because
like...
it tells you how many people are watching it
Yeah,
live.
and then people were commenting, and I
comment
could
while you
see,
do
and
it.
I'd just be like, hey, like, and obviously the room started filling up after a little while, and then I got a lot of really good comments. I had a couple of people message me and say, can you send me the video? I want to send it to some people, and I was like, no, let me do it properly. My face from up here, and then me like, it just wasn't like, it was agents and stuff. So I said, I'm not going to send you that. I can understand you get a really good feel how it would sound live. And then when we did it again, it was just nice and people got to see it. And then I had Tor come down and video it properly last week.
She does photography as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, so she's and I sat and had a little look at the edit, and just to literally put a montage together, just so it's an actual live. There'll be no editing. I won't have been able to be like, oh, I made a mistake there. We won't be able to do any sort of post-production on it. It will be as it is, so it will be absolutely live, and that's what I want to put up.
What's this? This is going to be a new one that you're going to film soon.
Yeah, well, we filmed it already.
Oh, you
filmed it last week.
And that's totally live.
Totally live. Literally just the sound from the room.
Yeah.
Couple of cameras, and I'll just put that up as an extra thing, because I did a new photo shoot and a new website that went up in the last couple of weeks. So I feel like I want new content all the time for it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And try and keep that updated.
That's kind of the pressure on people nowadays. If you're working in the music industry, is you do have to turn, even with the podcast. Like I release one of these every couple of weeks or something, but I just start editing clips down to be able to have something going up every day, because the algorithms and stuff take you off people's newsfeed if you haven't released something in a while or whatever it is. And then music, we were talking about doing some recording here and trying to kind of create a little thing where we've got some original music, but maybe it's something we can eventually use to play for other people and stuff. But you have to have something going all the time, because otherwise you're not there, are you?
I know, and it can be a massive ball ache sometimes, but I mean, because we are working musicians, I think we're always going to have stuff, to say I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere, whatever. But I just want it to look as professional as possible.
Of course, you don't want something where it's the wrong angle.
I understand people can put up like from their camera, just like, I just did this video, and that's cool. But for me, I wouldn't want to put anything up that wasn't completely polished and looked pro, and because it depends where you're looking to kind of go for, I suppose. And I'm looking more at more high end stuff, so it's got to look good. I've got to look good. It's got to sound good. It's all got to look polished. So that's the problem, having all the polished stuff.
A for your own, like, I want that myself. So
Yeah.
I want to represent myself.
And
but
I'm a
also
perfectionist anyway.
Yeah,
So.
but also the people that you'll play it to, like sometimes they are shallow, big businessy people that will go, that doesn't look like that's had enough money put into that.
Yeah, and you've also got the other problem of people, I'm not saying anyone specific, but people who have got great websites and great content but aren't great. So it looks great, so they get booked. Because people, someone who's Joe Public, who's looking on the internet for a band or looking on the internet for a singer and they don't really know what's going to be great. They just see it looks flash, then they'll get the booking.
I've seen a couple of people, again not naming names or instruments or anything, that they've got endorsements because of the amount of money that they've pumped into promotion and putting themselves up.
Definitely.
And it's like, oh wow, okay, who is this person then? And doing a bit of digging, and they've
Nobody.
They've not done anything. They've not done anything.
But money
They've not
talks,
gigged with
right?
anyone.
So-
From an endorsement point of view, all they really care about is the promotion, because that's what the endorsement is, so they get promoted. So if they're crap,
Yeah,
but
but
they've got like a big thing online, then
But
makes sense
from the endorsement person's point of view, they want people to go, that person's really good at what they do. I want to sound like that person.
Yeah,
They're
true.
playing that thing. I want to buy that thing.
yeah.
So if it's just a Tom, Dick and Harry who he's always in my face, I don't go, I want to buy this.
Same joke.
What?
Tom, Dick and Harry in your face.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That as well wasn't great, was it?
Ollie?
We need a little
I thought
cut
the name
scene, which
I
is
thought it was
like
Albert-
Ollie gay joke of the week.
I thought it was Albert,
It happens every
Matthew
podcast.
and JT, not Tom,
Yeah,
Dick and Harry.
yeah.
But yeah, pet names.
Maybe you
Matthew.
need some to put in a little bit of music every time there's some kind of innuendo.
That's what I mean. A little
clang of some kind,
Just a little. Well, I was thinking
Play
of
something.
I was thinking of this before. We're going to have two little non sequitur moments that happen. One of them is the gay joke at Ollie every week, where something will happen, and then B, we'll have we'll do a little bit with the guest and call it clang time, which is just right. Drop something.
Drop the clang.
Yeah, drop a clang, please, because we all want to know.
I wanna know. Arctic Monkeys.
Anyway, he doesn't know this yet, but I'm thinking of ideas of.
Good. I think
I'm
that's
making
great.
it more like a TV program.
Are we doing that?
So it just
That's Ollie's input for you.
yeah,
That's what he
little non
wants to do.
sequiturs, like
Yeah.
I'm gradually turning into like when you get your chat shows and there's a band.
Oh, you're the guy who's kind of...
guy.
yeah.
Your quest
So,
of-
Ollie, what's been going on this week?
Yeah.
That's your part.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was I going to say? We're going to run out of time
I
soon,
know.
I think. And you're going off to a gig, aren't you? or
I am.
something? So, do you want to jam a song?
Yeah. What do you want to do?
You were saying we could do that. Who's it by?
Rihanna.
Oh, that Rihanna tune.
Rihanna. We do
Yeah.
that Rihanna tune?
Let me just check something.
She's just checking what time she needs to be at gig. She is not checking lyrics. Repeat, she is not checking lyrics.
It's all right. It's all good. I'm actually. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Let's just try it. Let's just do it.
And then once we've done that, we can have some pizza then, too.
You can.
Oh yeah.
I'm being good.
I'm gonna be
Some
good.
FIFA?
I'm not doing pizza.
I'm not supposed to be doing beer.
Are you running a marathon?
I am.
You're going to run a marathon.
Me and Tim are going to start going to the
gym.
To the gym, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you just changed your hair there? Did you just change your hair?
What,
Or
like-
it's just that, and you turn around, that's what it is. You just turn around the angle. Also, have you got gold and sparkly in ears?
there's silver
Oh,
and
silver.
gold.
You have 64,
Oh, my
don't you? I know
goodness.
you got the same box as me. You got
1964s.
repping.
Listen, if you're
Is that
gonna
what you got?
if you're gonna individualise, if that's a word, your in ears, then why not have sparkles and diamantes?
See, mine are literally see-through.
Mine is black.
I was like, I don't want people to look at them. I don't want it. 'Cause these
Oh,
ones
you're
look
talking
like
about those, you're talking about what you got in there?
no, like my molds. My one's in Bahrain. They're still in Bahrain. Yeah.
Yeah, resident. That's what I was saying. You did a residency back then, didn't you?
Yeah. And the hotel got shut down and all my gear's out there.
Oh my god!
Been over a year.
Oh my
Quick
god!
update. Not back yet.
Holy moly! That blows. Sorry about that.
That's all right. But anyway, 64 ears.
He
they're
won't
great.
shut up about it.
Yeah. They're great. Like, yeah. I love them. They look like jewellery, don't they? Do you like that?
They actually do.
They look like diamonds.
Oh, what a great segue to a song.
Did you pay the extra for
Beautiful
them?
like diamonds
In your ears.
too.
That sounds like a line from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Diamonds in your ears.
I don't know what that is, but
YouTube it.
okay.
It's alright, we're just creating a really seductive sensual
I just have
mood.
cold tea instead.
You can have some Stella.
Ah, no,
It's
I'm
a
alright.
stellar idea.
Boom.
Still not sure if that one works or not. Whenever you're ready, take your time, Simone.
Oh, I'm going to take my sweet time. Shine bright like a diamond. 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 Find light in the beautiful sea. I just to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first light I saw the energy of sun rays. I saw the light inside to shine bright. Tonight, you and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I too are so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. 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 Palms rise to the universe as we moonshine and Malay. Feel the warmth, we'll never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star I see, a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one right away. Oh, right away. At first light I saw the energy of sun rays. I saw the light inside to shine bright. Tonight, you and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I too I so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. 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 Shine bright like a diamond.
Simone, thank you so much.
Thank you
Check
for
out
having
Simone's
me.
stuff. I'll put some links to her videos and stuff in the descriptions and
Thank
links
you.
and all that sort of thing. Thank you. Where are you going for your gig?
Thank you. Primo.
Primo Bar.
I had to think
Go-
about it then. Singing waitresses.
What night? Is that a regular night?
Well, we're there. I think this might be the last one we're there, actually. I'm there again on Monday, I think.
Go down on Monday nights because Simone's down there.
Not every Monday, but just this Monday come in.
very, very quickly, whilst I think about it,
Yes.
you're the band Miss Kaye.
Miss Kaye and the
And is
KOs.
that K just the letter?
The letter
You'd like
K.
your last name? Miss Kaye.
Miss Kaye and the KOs.
Good point.
Just for the musicians that don't know how to spell.
Yeah, just Miss Kaye and the KOs. Go
Awesome.
check it out.
Simone Kaye.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks, guys.
Kind of About Music podcast.